Good evening. Simon Breathart here with another little presentation. This one is about a very special human being who lived only to a fairly young age, actually, only into her 30s. And she was murdered by the dark priesthood with a weapon which caused her heart to explode, hemorrhage. Some sort of a sound weapon, ultrasonic device, which was used on her. Her name is Svetlana de Rohan Levashov, born in Lithuania in around about, when she died in 2010. I think she was 33 years of age. Fancy that, eh? 33. So that means she was born in, what, 1977? Yeah? 1977. Soviet Union. Her parents, de Rohan is her maiden name, or was her maiden name. Her parents were arrested by the Soviet police. Someone like Vladimir Putin, KGB, and she was not taken with her parents. She was taken into custody by her aunt and uncle on her father's side, I think it was. And her parents were taken off to a gulag. What was their crime? Don't know exactly. Something which the communists didn't like. Now Svetlana, as I said, was murdered in 2010. And she was in the middle of writing her autobiography, which I have just recently printed out, and I have just a few minutes ago finished binding it, A4 paper, with my ring binder. So that, and there's Svetlana, picture of Svetlana. .350 pages. Around about. She was still going. She hadn't finished writing her book about her life. But what she did manage to get down some of the most important, in my opinion, some of the most important literature that exists on the planet, because her life was not an ordinary life. Her ancestry was not ordinary ancestry. And her abilities were not ordinary abilities. At around about the age of 11, I think it was, 10 or 11, she began liaising between the living and the dead. there used to be a show on American TV about a young woman that did precisely this, liaise between the living and the dead, helping the dead more than the living, helping the dead to move on and leave their lives behind that they had on earth, and to some extent also helping people that were still here to be reconciled to the fate of those that they love. So she facilitated communication between the living here in physical realm still and those who passed on to the next life for themselves. So yes, at the ripe old age of around about 10 years old, she began doing that. She was tutored by her grandmother and looked after by her grandmother more so than by her uncle and auntie, because they were always having to go to work. The grandmother would stay at home. The grandmother looked after her and trained her. The grandmother was probably her father's mother, but I'm not too sure. I forget. And at a young age, she also became friends with a young lass who had passed over 1 or 2 years before they met, and that meeting was facilitated by that girl's grandmother, who was still alive in the physical, but was also adept at travelling in and out of the netherworlds, as was Svetlana's grandmother also. And Svetlana's grandmother and this other girl's grandmother actually became very good friends as well. It's a beautiful story. The adventures of Svetlana and her girlfriend on the other side would have been a good title for a large portion of her autobiography, because most of the chapters feature her and this young lass who she became very close friends with. Alrighty, I will put a link to the PDF of the book, and I suggest that if you are interested in life on the other side, whether it be passive curiosity or because you are yourself an astral traveller and you want to learn more about astral travelling, it's one of the best books you'll ever come across. Alrighty, signing off.